I lost all my money 3 times until I learned how to insure my wealth. So in today's video, I'm going to break that down. You keep hearing me talk about insuring my wealth. I'm going to break it down a little bit further, and we're going to break down insurance and understanding how to insure your wealth, not just your life. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can understand them, not understand them, understand them. I have 2 amazing free resources for you. My goal is to help as many people as possible free themselves financially, spiritually, and mentally over the next 24 months into perpetuity as we head into this brave new world. So, the first resource is a 16-page warrior guide on my exact blueprint on how I built financial freedom in the worst economic times in the world. Number 2 is what I'm going to break down today a little bit further, just from a verbal sense, is how we ensure, compound, and grow our wealth tax free. You see it floating around all over the place called infinity banking concept. Many people are talking about it. I'm going to share with you a little bit deeper on index universal life, something I'm very passionate about. In the description down below, you can set up a one-on-one, a free one-on-one with my licensed insurance wealth protection team to have a conversation so you can understand at a deeper level how to do the same thing that we did. Okay, so let's dive into this. So you keep hearing me talking about insuring my wealth. So first, I'm a storyteller. I want to tell you the story on how I got there. So if you watch my last video, I have the breakdown. My videos are a little bit different this week because I'm on a spiritual journey in Peru. So this is more informational versus in the game news. Okay. So on Friday, last November 3rd, I talked about, have to be honest with you, I shared my personal story. On Monday, I'm looking at my notes here. I talked about what made me rich in my crypto game plan. And then Tuesday, I broke down how I became wealthy, my business game plan. Now, the biggest thing that I learned is how do you secure, think about this, how comfortable do you truly feel about these economic times? Like, be honest with yourself. With the volatility, with the war right now, World War III, we got the capital markets are completely overvalued right now. You got more debt in the country than we have actual money. Every single dollar is someone else's debt. You got all the top leaders right now panicking, wondering what the hell is going to go on. The Federal Reserve doesn't even know what to do now. We have high interest rates, we have high inflation, and they turned off the printing machine. And then we're going to go into the back end of 2024. If they lower interest rates and they turn that printing machine back on, you're going to have what's called hyperinflation. Okay. So through all of that, I wanted something very, very secure because I lost my money for the 3 times because I was in what I call vertical strategy. Go to school, get a job, have a 401k, which I believe is the worst investment in the world. It's not an investment. What is an investment, obviously? But think about why the 401k was created. So the gentleman that created the 401k, go look this up. He's quoted, I'm paraphrasing, saying that he created a product in 1978 that made Wall Street wealthier. Why do you think they created the 401k, guys? It's because the US dollar was becoming weaker and weaker and weaker, and you used to have pensions. So you get paid for the rest of your life. You could live a really good life. But they started to get rid of pensions. And what they did is they moved into a 401k for, I believe, 2 reasons, just my opinion. Number one is to lower the cost for them. And number two is to pass the risk on to you. That's what a 401k is all about. It passes, well, but I'm getting 8%. I'm getting the match, guys. 401ks cost them a lot less than a pension plan. So they're saving a ton of money and they're passing all the risk on to you. Okay. So I'm going to break down what is called the infinity banking concept at a very simplistic level. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. You can set up a free consultation with our team down below. Okay. So if you think about the banking concept, banks make money in 3 ways: interest income, fee income, and capital markets income. So when you put your money into a bank, I want you to think about this for just a moment, okay? They'll give you 0.01% and they take your money and put it in a third party and they earn around 10% off your money. So how does that make sense? So you put $10,000 into a bank and they're going to give you 0.01%, maybe a little bit higher with interest rates, but we know the traditional banking model, 0.01, and then they take your money and put it into a third party and they make 10%. I encourage you to go research how much insurance banks own. So would you rather put your money in a bank or would you rather put your money where the banks put their money? That's where Index Universal Life comes in. Look up tax code 7702. So first, let's talk about the 401k, and then I'll talk about the benefits of the Index Universal Life. Now, I want to pause for just a moment. when you start to look at these things, you'll hear a lot of people saying index universal life is this or that. It's the key is how the insurance agent set it up. I've been referring for over 3 years because and using the product for 3 years before I ever got licensed. When I got licensed, the key that I learned from the proper mentorship, yes, there's a lot of agents setting them up incorrectly to maximize their commission. We have encouraged our team ethics, morals, and integrity. The key is to maximize the living benefit, not the death benefit. So it's very important who sets up your index universal life that you're educated. They understand how to properly fund and structure these policies. That is super, super key. So got to pay attention to that fact. And that's why I created my own team so people could get proper allocation, proper structuring, and set up properly, not to maximize the agent's commission, but to maximize the customer's benefit. Okay, so let's talk about a 401k. So a 401k is only good for one thing, growth potential, and you're taxed on the back end. If we look at an index universal life, it has 8 major benefits to it. Number one, it has growth potential. It's indexed to the market. Okay, it's not attached to the market, so it's indexed. Some of them have caps on them, and they have, and I'll break this down in just a moment. So to give you an example, it's indexed, so it gets market-like returns on average around 7%, to be very, very conservative, right? Some do perform much higher than that, but very conservative around 7%. You have principal protection. Okay. Does your 401k have principal protection? Absolutely not. When the markets come collapsing down, boom, your retirement's gone. If it goes down 30%, do you know how long it takes when there's a big market pullback for you to come back to baseline? About 4 years. In index universal life or insuring your wealth, there's principal protection. So number one, there's growth potential, just like the 401k. Number two is you have principal protection, unlike the 401k. The 401k just has growth potential. That's pretty much the benefit of it. And on the back end, you get taxed. Number three, no risk on market losses. Okay. This is really important. Number four, it's easy to access. So you can tap into some of the cash value of your insurance policy. So that's where it comes into insuring our wealth. So that's why banks put so much money into life insurance. I can tap into the liquidity of my policy if I need money, right? So would you rather have your money, a large amount, sitting in a bank where the banks are using it, getting 10%, giving you 0.01, they're making 100 times on your money? Or would you rather put yourself in something secure that guarantees the principal, that you get market-like returns, and you can access the liquidity by doing a loan off the cash value of your policy? Okay. Legacy, it's wealth transfer, guys. So when you pass away, that wealth is transferred down to your family. So that's the next phase for me, which I'm setting up a trust. And eventually I will have my own family office and family bank. Okay. This is really cool. This is where it really got into the weeds with me when I got licensed and I understood deeper how this works. And it's what I became obsessed with, helping more people around this product, is chronic and critical terminal illness, income replacement. Does your 401k replace your income, or do they radically penalize you if you touch your 401k? Well, with Index Universal Life, you can get chronic, critical, and terminal income replacement. There's so many benefits. This is really powerful. This is why the wealthy use tax code 7702, which is number 7, which is tax-free distribution. When you take a loan from your assets on the back end of your life, which is going against the cash value of your policy, you don't even have to pay that back, guys. It comes off of your death benefit when you pass away. Okay. If you choose to pay it back, say you're not at retirement age and you take a $30,000 loan off of your policy from the insurance company, off your cash value, to go buy a vehicle or fund a wedding, you don't have to pay it back. It comes off of the death benefit on the back end. So it's tax free. Remember, that's how the wealthy stay and remain wealthy. They don't pay taxes on borrowing. And last is probate avoidance. This is really, really important for me and my family as we continue to grow our wealth. Okay. It's estate preservation, basically. So it has 8 benefits. You have growth potential, you have principal protection, no risk of market loss, 0 risk of market loss. You have easy access and liquidity. You can get your money sometimes up into 48 hours. Legacy wealth transfer onto your family, your kids. You have income replacement, chronic, critical, and terminal, tax-free distribution, and probate avoidance. So this is why I'm talking so much about protecting our wealth. It's one of the 5 pillars of my wealth strategy. So I talked about, going back to my notes here, I told you my true story on November 3rd YouTube video. I talked about what made me rich, my crypto game plan, talking about exit strategies and allocation. On Tuesday, I talked about my business plan and how I'm building wealth every single quarter, increasing my earned income. And today I'm showing you how I secure, compound, and grow my wealth with Index Universal Life. I absolutely love the product, and it's helped hundreds of people that we've helped. And we'd love to help you next. So if it's something you're interested in, if you click the description of this video, you can set up a free consultation to ask questions, dive deep, ask as many questions as you would like. It could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conversations. In the social media platform, you can click that. But this is how I secure my wealth. So my next phase for me, as I continue to boom in crypto, when crypto booms 2024 to 2025, I'll be pulling large amounts out of my crypto. I'll be securing more. I'll be max funding policies into my Index Universal Life. I'll be getting into more businesses, more real estate, more precious metals. But this part right here makes me feel super secure. I'm not relying on crypto going parabolic to change my family's life. I'm building my retirement, securing it, compounding it, and making sure that my family is set up for generations to generations. So would you rather put your money in a bank, or would you rather put your money where the banks put their money? It's your choice. So that's how I ensure my wealth. And we're helping hundreds of people do the same. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.